Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, Bitcoin has had a major dive overnight from around $10,350 all the way down to $9,750. Now guys, Bitcoin has managed to recover here and has rallied all the way up to where it sits now of around 10.15, but guys, this does bring up a question of the strength of this new rally that Bitcoin has put into motion, and it also makes me wonder, is this head and shoulders pattern that seems to be forming right here actually going to develop into anything? We're going to be discussing that and a lot more in today's video, so if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, guys. And also remember that we are still running a sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis on these markets so that you can call moves like the one we saw last night and I successfully shorted last night, a great place to do that is CT2A, guys. So check that link in the description down below. There's a $40 off coupon code down below as well. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I do want to start by talking about something that happened last night. As you guys can see here on the 5-minute chart, Bitcoin had this nice uptrending line right here, starting at about 300 hours UTC -4 yesterday on the 15th and ended around midnight last night Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin had a bearish breakout here, and if we can see the volume here, we'll see that there was not much volume at all. In all of this space down here, guys, volume just died. There was nothing here. It's the great void of volume, and because of that, Bitcoin had a major correction, guys. Bitcoin ran out of steam with this uptrend here, and it just couldn't maintain the degree of this uptrend that it was using as support. So from there, guys, Bitcoin fell to around $9,800 and again has rallied all the way up to around $10,150 overnight. Now, I did actually manage to short this, and I did call the bottom last night in a Discord call with Tappily. We both called it around $9,800. It's funny that it happened exactly where we thought it was going to. Unfortunately, before I went to sleep, I forgot to open a close position for my short, and I only got to close up here about 2% instead of 5%. Not the end of the world. But nevertheless, Bitcoin has had that correction, and it actually changes market structure quite a bit here. As we can see, Bitcoin does still have an uptrend, but instead of it being this uptrend this time, now it's this uptrend right here. And this uptrend is one that's going to be a lot easier for Bitcoin to maintain. I'm quite happy about that because there was no way that Bitcoin would have been able to maintain this really sharp, steep uptrend that it had before. But now that we have this much more shallow one, it'd be much easier for Bitcoin to stay above that if that is indeed what we're supposed to do. But guys, even though this is looking relatively bullish with this bounce and Bitcoin isn't just getting support on this short-term uptrend, we're actually getting support on two more uptrends, one sitting right here, as you can see, and one more from the very long term right here. That's what those lines are, and they're cluttering the chart. Even though Bitcoin looks like it's getting relatively strong support and there are a lot of trend lines below us, guys, we're still in a very precarious situation because at the moment anyway, we have a downtrend. We just made a lower high. Bitcoin has not yet anyway managed to come up here above $10,500. So I can't really be all that bullish on Bitcoin because right now, guys, like I said in the introduction, this is looking like the start of a head and shoulders pattern, and it could very easily play out into one depending on what Bitcoin does here over the next few hours. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm still kind of surprised that we haven't come all the way down here to this 20 weekly exponential moving average. Bitcoin does that literally every single time it goes into a correction during a bull market. It did it right here, 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 and almost there. Guys, it does it basically every single time, so it's really concerning that we haven't done it yet. Concerning because it might come when we've all thought that the bottom was in at $9,800 or so. We might see Bitcoin pull back even further to $9,000, and it may freak us out a little bit. I want to be careful about getting our hopes up that the bottom is actually in when there's a potential that it's not. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. That's something that we've discussed previously. Sticking on the short term here, like I said, this head and shoulders pattern is giving me a little bit of concern. And I know some people in the comment section are going to point out, Jeb, this head and shoulders pattern comes at the bottom of a downtrend. When does that happen? That happens like never. And to that I would say, no, sometimes it does happen. And to that I would also say, it doesn't really matter where the head and shoulders pattern shows up. What matters is it is there. And it's a bearish reversal pattern from the uptrend that led into the left shoulder. And what that means is that this pattern right here, the opposite would happen if the head and shoulders pattern does play out. So even though this is at the end of a downtrend, theoretically, this could very easily continue into a further downtrend should we complete this shoulder and should we start moving down lower. And one more thing, guys, Bitcoin isn't just looking at a potential head and shoulders pattern right now. I'm not necessarily saying that's going to play out, but it is something that we need to keep an eye on. We're not only looking at that, we're also looking at a pennant right here. As you can see, we have this uptrend that we talked about a little while ago, but we also have that downtrend right here. And what that means is that Bitcoin is converging on itself and will likely converge into itself and have a breakout before about midnight tonight. So we're probably going to see some kind of breakout coming from this today. From a technical standpoint, guys, since this did start during a downtrend, this should break bearish. Now, just because it should doesn't necessarily mean it will, but do keep an eye out for this. This might be a valid shorting opportunity. Last night, we saw something very similar happen. If we come here to the 1-minute chart, I can show you the trade that we made last night. We had a consolidation pattern up here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's very clear. Right there and also right there was a downtrend, and then we kept having to move this up uptrend until it was something like this. But eventually Bitcoin did decide to go ahead and break bearish here. And as you can see, overnight we had a major blood fall. This was about a 5% move. I was using 5x leverage. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't manage to close that when I wanted to. But nevertheless, the point I'm making here, guys, is not only that Bitcoin is looking at a head and shoulders pattern that could potentially drive us lower, we're also looking at a downtrend that will potentially drive us down to this uptrend. And if we see this happen, it's much more easy for Bitcoin to break to the downside, especially since Bitcoin rejecting from this downtrend right here, as you would expect it to, would force this to form a shoulder, the right side of the right shoulder, and then we'd come down here testing support. And then, guys, guess what? At that point, the head and shoulders pattern is going to be very obvious, and then it's going to be much easier for Bitcoin to break bearish here. If we have the right conditions with the volume, and we have the right conditions with MACD and whatnot, this could very easily break bearish. Now, guys, I want to make myself very clear here. I am hoping that Bitcoin moves to the upside, but considering the longer-term technicals, like, for instance, the fact that Bitcoin has not come all the way down to that 20-weekly exponential moving average that we've seen Bitcoin come down to so many times in the past, it wouldn't surprise me if we fall to the downside even farther. And, guys, also keep in mind, the trend is your friend right up until it ends, guys. And right now, even though Bitcoin has a little shorter-term uptrend, the longer terms say that we are still in a downtrend, and we haven't necessarily proven that we're in an uptrend yet. I'd like to see this high be broken, and then I'll be more comfortable saying we're in an uptrend. Until then, I'm going to side with the bears, actually, and look for shorting opportunities. If we see Bitcoin break bullish out of this, as soon as we break bullish out of this, and especially after we get above 10,450, I'll be a lot more bullish on the market, and I'll be looking to long. But until then, right now, guys, the trend does still seem bearish. With that said, guys, some of the things that the bulls are going to point out is that we are seeing a bullish cross on the MACD right now. In fact, we've seen this ever since I started recording this video 12 minutes ago. Bitcoin has crossed bullish. So there is a pretty large possibility that Bitcoin breaks bullish out of here. Like I said, guys, it's not necessarily that I'm bearish, it's that there's a condition to this. So long as we're in this consolidation pattern, and if we break to the downside, I'm still bearish. But the minute we start breaking above this downtrend right here, and especially after we break above 10,450, then I'm a lot more bullish. So that's my condition. Below this downtrend right here, I'm bearish. Above it, I'm bullish. That's my position, and I'm gonna stick to it. So guys, to kind of wrap the whole video up in a nice little bow here, I think there are a lot of good trading opportunities that are going to come up today. Depending on what Bitcoin does here with this rejection, it'd be very easy to short this all the way down to this uptrend if that's what you want to do. If we see some kind of confirmation that Bitcoin is rejecting, like we start seeing it accelerate as it did over here, it'd be pretty easy to short this down to here. And also, guys, right here, this might be a good opportunity to short even further. If that doesn't happen and Bitcoin looks like it's going to break out, having an entry right up here might be a good place to start longing. I think there's a lot of good trading opportunities today, ones that I'm definitely going to be looking out for. Make sure to keep an eye on your volume, because the volume was one of the reasons that we were able to spot this trade last night and spot that this was about to have a major blood fall. And if you guys are wondering, that trade that I made ended up being about a 10% profit, because it was about 2% profit with 5x leverage on Kraken. But guys, you can pull off the exact same thing. I want you to understand that it's not as hard as it seems to spot some of these trades. And even if you make 5-10 trades that are bad in a row, that doesn't mean that you're a bad trader. It doesn't mean that you're inferior to other people who make more trades in a row, right? Because it doesn't matter how many trades you make and how many of them are profitable and negative. What matters at the end of the day is how much Bitcoin do you have, or how much US dollars do you have, whichever one you're going for increasing. What matters is how much of those two assets you have at the end of the day. So if you make 10 trades that are negative, but then you make one that just blows everything else out of the water, then you are profitable, and that's all that matters. So guys, stick to the path. Don't give up just because you've lost a little bit of Bitcoin. Don't get freaked out. Stick with it, because I know you're going to be profitable. I know that you have a long future in this cryptocurrency market, and I don't even know you personally, because I know that anyone can learn to trade in these markets. And guys, it was for that reason and many more that I did make the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. This course is 11 months old, coming up on a year old, guys. We have almost 800 people in the course. I think the exact number is like 780 right now. A lot of people have gone through CT2A. They've used the resources that we have in here to learn how to work in these markets, how to analyze these markets, how to trade and invest in these markets, and of course, guys, most importantly, how to profit in these markets. Guys, I can let the students speak for themselves. We've had nearly 800 people go through the course. I was live streaming yesterday and I said, put a 1 in the chat if you've gone through CT2A. We got about 20 ones. And every time I talked about CT2A, I didn't get a single negative comment from any of those people in CT2A. They were all saying good things about the course. The people who have gone through CT2A, the ones that are the students, they not only enjoy the course, but they get a lot of good value out of it. If you don't believe me, use the Discord server link down below and go to talk to some of the people in the Discord server. Dozens and dozens, probably over 100 of the people in the Discord server have gone through CT2A, and they've gotten a lot of good value out of it. I don't need to be there. I know what they're going to say because I know my product and I know my students. These people love this course because this course is well made, it's well structured, and it does what it sets out to do. do, which is provide you guys with the basis of understanding and knowledge so that you can learn how to work in these markets and trade in these markets and profit in these markets that you need to have. Guys, the most important thing to any trader or any investor is not to have a signal or not to know the right cryptocurrency or not to know when the whales are going to be active. The most important thing that they can have is understanding fundamental and technical analysis. We go over mostly technical analysis, and there is some fundamental analysis in this course. But the point is, guys, the entire market of cryptocurrency, the entire investing and trading space in general, the whole reason that we're here is to get a return on our investment. With the coupon code down below, CT2A is $159. That is before the price increases sometime next month as we add more content to the course. So actually, that's more like a $90 off coupon code for the future. And you get access to all current and future content for one price. There is no subscription. You pay one price. You get all current content, all future content, and you never pay another dime. You get it for life. So guys, especially considering we have our 14-day money-back refund guarantee, as you can read on our refund policy, you really have nothing to lose so long as you watch less than 30% of the course material and you give me an email within the first 14 days of purchase. I will give you all of your money back. So guys, check us out in the description down below. Go ahead and join the Discord server. We've got a great community going over there. If you want to talk to people about CT2A or just do what I like to do over there and talk about markets, then the link for that is down below also. Guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button. I'm really interested to see what Bitcoin does here over the next 24 hours or so, because how Bitcoin plays out this consolidation pattern is going to have a very big impact on the market for the next week or so, because if we start breaking bearish here, it's very possible that we come down to $9,500 and even lower. But guys, if we break bullish here, this might actually set in motion an uptrend that could last a week or more. So guys, I'm going to be watching this very intently. Like I said, below this downtrend right here, this one right here, I am bearish. Down here, I am bearish. Up here though, guys, anything up here, I am bullish on the market and I am looking for longs. So guys, I do hope you did enjoy today's video. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.